approved channel. This is Yonda's Big Adventures. I am Yanni BJ, and here we do life, travel, health, and wealth. I cannot believe I am really here with my stuff together. You guys have not seen me in a year, I believe. Yes, you guys have not seen me since I immediately interrupted Vlogmas. So much stuff has, ignore my phone, so much stuff has happened to me in that year, and I am ready to share it with you guys all. But the main thing that has happened since you guys saw me is, you guys, I have lost a gang of weight, okay? And I actually posted a picture because they're doing this 5 looks challenge right now, and I decided, oh, I want to do the weight loss version because it was Weight Loss Wednesday. So I posted it and you guys showed out. I literally am still getting likes on that, and I have over 3.1 thousand likes and over a bunch of shares too. And everybody keeps asking me well, how did you do it? What happened? And I was like, you know what? Everybody keeps asking me the same questions, and everybody keeps asking me the same things. Let's just make a collective video that we can send you all to, so you all can get y'all questions answered. Before we get started, you guys make sure that you are subscribing and hitting that notification bell, because I am going to be coming with so much content now that we are back. You guys, I am just so excited because this is one of those platforms that I really was into. And the fact that I had to stop for all this time and really regroup before I came back and really understood what this channel was supposed to be for, I am so happy to be back. I am so happy with all of the content that I have for you guys, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. So let's get started. You guys, I'm basically going to tell you my weight loss journey. That is the reason for this video. I'm going to tell you my weight loss journey from my eyes and answer your questions that I've gotten from you guys along the way. If you want to know more about a specific topic, don't you worry. I already have made, like I said, I've been really working at this, guys, and I'll probably have a video to answer in depth anything that you possibly have. But if you find that you do have a question that you do want the answer to, please make sure that you comment it below or shoot me an email. My email is in the description box below. We're going to get started, and for me to get started and tell you about my weight loss journey, I have to actually show you and tell you how I even got to this journey in the first place. So I am 25 years old. So 25 years ago, your girl was born, you feel me? And from birth, you guys, I was always the bigger and taller person. I always was the one whose growth was off the charts. I was always tall, everything like that. So I was always going this way. I was always getting taller or whatever. And one year I stopped getting just taller, but I also started widening. So I'm like, oh, okay. It was a lot of food sneaking, which I know if you have a food addiction, because that's what it was. I had a food addiction, and I'll get into that later. But if you have a food addiction, usually you're sneaking food, you're trying to hurry up and eat as much food, and people don't see you, so they don't see how much you're consuming. I learned how to cook breakfast from a very young age, and just even though I was a very picky eater, I still was, for lack of a better word, I was eating the stuff that I liked. That's what it was. I was a picky eater, but I ate a lot of the stuff that I liked. That's the best way to put it. So, once that got a little out of control, that's when I started, gaining weight and everything like that. My parents did try to stop it. I didn't care. I just kept sneaking food, kept stealing food. Just really wasn't, I really didn't want to really change. That's what it really was. And even through my little spurts, I did try a lot of weight loss, because before you get to weight loss surgery or even looking into it, they want to know that you've exhausted every single option beforehand, at least back then, before they even started trying to talk to me with me being so young. So I had tried Weight Watchers. Guys, Weight Watchers was such a waste of time. It didn't even make any sense. They literally just get you to buy stuff. And this is not a bashing video. This is my honest opinion on the programs. With Weight Watchers, they just want you to buy a whole bunch of Weight Watcher stuff so then they can get some money. I have yet to see somebody actually do Weight Watchers that I know that actually has had a good turnout with it. Jenny Craig is the same thing. I feel like they just pay you for the memberships. They show you all of these different people and they really don't promise you no actual like results. I also did you guys, when I tell you I was desperate, I also did the Subway diet. And with the Subway diet, I literally would work out 3 times a week and I only would eat Subway. But yeah, no matter how much I lost, no matter what I did, no matter how much I would do, I literally would not lose any weight. The only time I lost weight, the only time I really lost weight was when I was living with my brother and I was meal prepping Monday through Friday, and then I was eating whatever I wanted on the weekends. That was literally and that was before surgery. That was literally the best I did on weight loss, on my weight loss journey alone before my surgery. And then, but once I stopped doing that, I gained all of my weight back plus more. So it really didn't help that well. So because of that, when I went to school, I, of course, had the like bullying thing. So that's what really made me think about like, okay, Yanni, how can you change this? And that's where the Jenny Craig and the Weight Watchers and the starving and the, like every bad thing that I would do with diets and exercise, like the fad diets and stuff, every single thing that I would do with those, like, they just would fail because it would get too hard. Somebody would say the wrong thing. I really wasn't loving myself. And I'm just like, Yanni, this is how you're just going to be. So you're just going to have to get used to it. And I kind of let myself talk myself like, I have to get used to it. Until my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friend, in a group that I'm in, he actually in around 2011, 2012 was going through the same thing that I was looking into, which was weight loss surgery. And he was about 420 pounds and he decided to get the gastric bypass surgery. And I basically watched his whole thing, like him having to change his diet, him having to do OptiFast, him having to go actually through the process of the weight loss surgery, the getting sick afterwards. Like I watched his whole journey up close and personal because of that group that we were in. He was an older person in the group that was actually employed by the group. And then I was actually a student. So I was watching, he was one of my mentors. So I was literally watching his whole journey right in front of me and able to ask all the questions that I had, was able to basically see how my life was going to be if I decided to actually go through with this process. So shout out to you, Garrick. You are literally the 100% reason why I was even able to even think about getting this surgery, because before this, I knew nothing about Facebook groups. I knew nothing about support groups. I knew nothing about anything. Like I was literally on my own. And I didn't use YouTube as a resource like I do now. So I literally was just out by myself and all I had was Garrick. So if you're watching this, literally thank you. You literally saved my life. Once I was done actually watching Garrick and watching everything that he did, I was ready to go ahead and do it myself. So I went ahead and called so now I'm going to start answering some of you guys' questions. What is the actual process of doing weight loss surgery? So for you to get the full thing, you're going to have to watch my next video because this is going to be a 3-part series. But I am going to at least tell you the beginning stages of what you can do if you want to start right now looking into surgery. So what I did was I went ahead and I called my local bariatric office. So I'm from Akron, Ohio. So I went ahead and called Akron City Hospital, asked them about their bariatric program, and they got me hooked up with their bariatric program. Now, in the Akron Akron, Ohio bariatric program, you have to go to a info session first. And then once you go to the info session, you have proof of the info session, you call the office, you make your initial appointment, and then they go from there and tell you what you need to do based on your insurance. So what I did was I went ahead, I went to the infomercial. I went to the info session, went to the info session, and luckily the doctor who did my friend's surgery was actually the person who I wanted to do mine. So it was great that he was the one actually running the info session. So I was able to get all of my questions answered. I was still like I said, I was like 17 at the time when I first actually looked into it. So I just had a lot of questions as a person who was basically a kid going through such an invasive surgery, something that was going to change my life. Like, what was it really going to look like for me? And he answered all of the questions. He made me feel comfortable. I was excited. I know my parents were excited. Everybody around me was excited. So I was like, well, shoot, let's jump in. So at the time, I had Medicaid insurance for just the state of Ohio because I had just graduated high school. I had just, and I'm also adopted. So I was able to have Medicaid up until I was 18. So I'm like, okay, I'm well about to be 18. Got to go ahead and use this insurance for something good. Let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. So I went in for my first appointment and I talked to the insurance specialist and they said, hey, you have to go through 6 months of diet and exercise. Now, you guys, here are the rules of this diet and exercise that they do not tell you. And this is for Ohio. I don't know about everybody else, but this is for Ohio. You guys, whenever I'm talking, I'm either talking about Ohio or I'm talking about Kansas. Whenever I'm talking about anything that has to do with weight loss surgery, because those are the only 2 states that I've ever gotten weight loss surgery for with government insurance. So please, 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 please understand that. Okay. And I will go into full detail about this in another video. So, here are the rules about diet and exercise. First, rule 1. You cannot miss any of those appointments. You have to have 6 consecutive appointments and they're monthly. So if you do not go to one of your appointments, they dock you as a no-call, no-show. You have to start over with 6 new appointments. So that means that you have to pay attention to 6 new appointments. So if you literally go on a day where you thought that you had an appointment and that was one of your old appointments because you got started, it becomes so tricky and so messy. So my first thing is, if you are going through an Ohio bariatric program, show up to your appointments, show up early, show up on time, do what you are supposed to do so then you do not have to start over getting yourself confused and mixed up. Because if you are like me, I am terrible with appointments. I am terrible with being on time. So I actually messed up like 3 times and got kicked out of the program. And when you get kicked out of the program, you are not allowed to re-enter that program until 12 months after your discharge date from the program. So you guys, at that point, I was already at least 420 pounds. At that point, I was already 420 pounds myself. So at that point, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just give up because I'm not going to pay for this out of pocket. I feel like if God wants me to have this done, he's going to make a way. So during that 12 months, I got into a relationship. I got into a very unhealthy relationship. And I just, I was, like I said, I was well overweight. I was having, the regular low self-esteem that comes with weight gain. I was having all of that. And because of that, I really think I just was like, to hell with it. Like, I really don't know what else to do. So I'm just going to enjoy myself until my heart gives out. I already got a man that loves me. I already got friends who love me. I've already been through a lot in my life. Let's just go ahead and take this puppy on out. And y'all, I really did think like that. I was just like, this is too hard. I'm just going to go ahead and eat until my heart gives out. I had completely became okay with the fact that I was basically setting myself up for assisted suicide. I knew that the way that I was eating was unhealthy. I knew that what I was doing was not okay. And I still decided no, this is too hard. I'd rather just whatever. But you know what? God prevails. And if you want to see how he did prevail, because you guys obviously do see that I did go through with it, make sure that you watch the next video. Also, with me coming back with these new videos, I have a couple of new things to tell you guys. For one, every single video that I do from now on, I will be giving some Black business some shout outs, because you guys, I am now that's another thing that's happened over this year. I have now opened and started my own new business, and I'm actually wearing one of the shirts right now. My business is called Perry Walker Brand, and the first business that I have started under this brand is Perry Walker Boutique, where we have fashion for the forgotten, which is basically a plus size boutique where we carry sizes extra large to 4X, as well as we do carry women's size shoes, size 10 all the way to 13. So if you would like to go ahead and purchase a shirt, or if you would like to go ahead and look at our inventory, please visit us at www.perrywalker.bigcartel.com, as well as you can follow me on all social media, because that will also give you a link to any one of my businesses or my website to purchase a t-shirt. You can catch me on Instagram or any other social media platform, Yanni BJ. And if you want to go specifically to Perry Walker Brand's website or socials, you can just put in Perry Walker Brand. It'll bring you to the Instagram and it'll bring you to the Facebook, and you can see what we're doing over there. That's all I have for this video. Like I said, if you would like to continue this story and you would like to get your real questions answered about the surgery, please look at the next video, and I cannot wait to see you guys on the next video. This is Yanni BJ. Again, we do life, travel, health, and wealth on Yandon's Big Adventures, and I'll see you next time.